Hey guys, Penny here from Monaco Nail Academy, and welcome to this week's Salon Snippet, the mini episodes of our Salon Success podcast. You can catch full episodes on our channel every Wednesday evening, New Zealand time. But for now, I am with Pat and Erin, and we are going to answer the question, how do you handle a client who is allergic to certain nail products? And this could apply to beauty as well, but we're just going to answer it from the nail perspective. Who's going to kick us off?
I can start. So I think hopefully the client has had the proper tests done and knows specifically what they're allergic to. Then you would check you would be having a consultation process with that client, and you would be checking whether your products contain those ingredients. And you can be like, either A, sorry, I don't have products that suit for you, or B, you could accommodate for them and look into purchasing products that would suit that client if you wanted to go that far. I think a really popular thing that we're seeing in the industry at the moment is HEMA-free stuff, because for some reason people seem to have lots of allergies to HEMA, I'm guessing. Other than that, just having really good practices in terms of not getting product on the skin and all of those types of things that we learn when we do our training with Monaco.
I think that's so good, Erin. I think for me, I would be trying to understand, first of all, is this actually an allergy? Because sometimes people think they have an allergy, but maybe it's something else. Like I had a client, she was like, I think I'm allergic to acrylic. And I was like, oh, really? Tell me more. Because sometimes as you're talking about it, you realize that their reaction isn't actually to do with an allergy. She was more, with her specifically, she was feeling that curing that happens post putting on the acrylic when it starts to tighten up, the molecules are tightening up, and she would feel like the exotherms and that tightening feeling, and she would find that really unbearable. So it wasn't an allergy, because if she was allergic to acrylic, then essentially we're not putting any products on her, but she would be fine with gel polish, she would be fine with other stuff, but it was specifically that. So once we were able to troubleshoot that actually it's not an allergy, it is something else, then we could identify what we could do for her. So it was like, okay, so we are staying away from liquid and powder for you. We are going to go and do gel polish, for example. So yeah, it's really important that you actually know what's going on with the client, and it's not up to us to diagnose. So if the doctor has said that they have an allergy, then cool. But if the client's just kind of like thrown out there that they have an allergy, like,
Yeah.
maybe sometimes we investigate a little bit, because otherwise they don't know. They might just be thinking that when it's something else.
Yeah, 100%.
I think as well, it depends if they come to you, like, because our question is, how do you handle a client who is allergic to certain nail products? For me, I think the answer is like, it depends if they come to you for the very first time saying they're allergic, or if they become allergic. So starting with people who come to you the very first time saying they're allergic, the first thing to educate them on is that if they're allergic to one thing, they're allergic to everything, because it's all acrylates. It's all the same thing. So what Pat was touching on, where like liquid and powder is more volatile, they are more likely to have a reaction to liquid and powder. And if their allergy is mild, then maybe they won't have a reaction to gel. But in saying that, you would need to be really careful, like, for example, cleaning off the inhibition layer, that none of that inhibition layer cross-contaminates onto skin. You'd need to be really specific about how you are cleaning their nails and stuff like that to make sure they get no further acrylate exposure. I'm saying acrylate, ACRYLATE, not acrylic. And so there are some options, but generally, if someone comes to me and says, I'm allergic to acrylic, what can you do? I'll say, probably nothing, because you're going to be allergic to everything. And I'll have a conversation about when was the last time you had a reaction? What was the reaction like? Because like Pat said, it might not have actually been an allergic reaction. How frequently have you had it? Has it got worse as time has gone on? And what were you getting done? Was it acrylic? Was it gel? Whatever. Frequently, I'm going to say I don't recommend that you get anything done because you are most likely going to react. I did have a client who is a local, and she did say to me, I'm allergic to acrylic, but it's been a while. I've grown out. Like, she gets really severe onycholysis, and she said, I really want you to put dip on because I'm not allergic to dip. And I said, okay, well, actually, what she said is she wanted dip on because she had friends who had had the same experience and they didn't react to dip. And I said to her, it's the same thing. I don't know about that. I can try it, but the process to take it off is going to be like soaking and stuff. So that's not good for your nails either. She said she really wanted to try it. I said, I want to try you on gel polish first because it's easier to remove. And if you don't react to gel polish, then we can do dip. But she reacted to gel polish. And her situation was that she had been going to a salon where she knew in a small town, but not our small town. It was before she moved here. She'd been going to someone who she knew several people that had gone there and developed allergies. Which
Oh, no.
it points to poor practice on the nail tech's part. So like I made an exception with her, but I just was really careful about the fact that once you're allergic, you're allergic. Like, because generally people who are allergic to nail products, it's an overexposure allergy, not a natural allergy. Like, you became allergic because you have been overexposed to something. And that's where the HEMA-free stuff comes in that Erin was talking about, is that you're not born allergic to nail products. You become allergic to nail products. And some people are more susceptible. Like, I have a lot of contact dermatitis in my family, but when I was a baby nail tech, I had acrylic all up my I had terrible practices, and I made myself allergic through not knowing, through poor education and naivety. I gave myself my allergy. So the HEMA-free thing is where people have used like acrylic beads that are too wet, or poor practices where the acrylic brush is touching skin, or they're like so many things that you can do that are causing overexposure for a client, and then they develop the allergy. So then that comes, I know I'm talking a lot, I'm so sorry. That comes to the other half of, if somebody who is a regular client starts getting allergic reactions, starts reacting, you need to stop and have a real fast, quick, big look at what you're doing, because chances are you caused that. So yeah, with the question, what do you do, is like, not a lot, because my clients don't get allergies. And if someone comes to me who says they have an allergy, I'm probably not working on them either.
So someone can't be allergic to like HEMA, but nothing else.
You can be allergic to anything, because we're talking overexposure allergies, not natural allergies.
Right.
You can be allergic to water if you want to apply overexposure, because overexposure to water we just call drowning.
Yeah, right. but what's the point in HEMA-free products then?
If you have developed an allergy to HEMA, then now the HEMA-free product will help you. But generally, like, so HEMA is really, it's not a bad guy, but it's the ratios that it's being put into products, and at really high ratios, because of like, it's basically a cheat code for making products adhere really well, but it's a really volatile product. So shitty companies will chuck heaps in it when you didn't need that. You could have just put a little bit and then formulated your product better. And then because those products are cheap and readily available on like eBay and stuff, that's causing the HEMA allergies, because people, like, let's not get started on at home kits and stuff, because a lot of allergies are coming from people using at home kits with no education. But yeah, so if you've HEMA is pretty volatile, and so you can be allergic to that, but it doesn't mean you're not allergic to acrylates. It means that you're less likely to react.
Okay, yeah, 'cause that answers it. Because like I know that, yeah, I was just had a bit of confusion there, like when you were saying you if you're allergic to all of it basically. Yeah, no, that answers it. Cool, thank you.
Alrighty, hopefully that gives you some food for thought. If you have your own thoughts on that, you can chuck them in the comments on Spotify these days. But otherwise, we will see you for our next full episode of Salon Success on Wednesday evening, 6 p.m. New Zealand time. And we'll see you then. Bye.